Hi everyone, it's Aaron Runt, and in our last video we went over some of these basic 3D surface milling features, and in this tutorial we're just going to take it a step further by looking at some remachining, controlling times. That way we're not taking a long time to do the same thing, and then we'll look at some file compares so we can see if our model is in tolerance to our design. So first thing I want to do is I'm going to download these model file and CNC file. I'm going to download those two. I'm going to need those for this tutorial. And we're going to go to create a new document. And we're not going to do anything with this dimension window. We're just going to hit cancel. And if you've seen my other tutorials, you'll know that this is becoming a bit repetitive because all I'm going to do is drag and drop my model into the window. And I'm going to start going through these setup wizards. So I like to go into isometric mode. I like to go into next, and I'm going to define my Z. I'll click on two locations, and then I will define my X for orientation. Again, I can jump over that. It's not going to hurt anything. And then on my block, I'm just going to go to compute stock size from the size of the boundary box of the part. Now all that says is just to compute the stock size. And I will hit next. I will put my user coordinate system in the center. I will hit next and finish. And as you can see, my location of my user coordinate system is in the center and my part is orientated correctly. Now I like to go back to the isometric mode. This is the mode we'll be in for the majority of the time. I'm going to left click outside the window because when it's all red, or if the whole thing is selected, that's what it's going to look like. And the last thing I want to do is I want to drag and drop. I don't want to use an Akuma control. I'm going to use a Matsuura control. So I just drag and drop it in there and it changes that to what it should be. So now that this is all set up and orientated correctly, we're going to start adding some surface milling. So I'm going to highlight my part, go to features, surface milling. We're going to select all those features and we're going to choose a single operation. I'm going to go to the roughing strategies, Z level. I'm going to hit next. I'm going to hit next and I'm going to hit finish. So everything is just kind of default. And then I will hit OK. Next, I'm going to choose my part again. I'm going to select the whole thing. And on my features, we're going to go into surface milling and we're going to select all those surfaces. But this time, when we choose a single operation, we're going to go into our specialized strategies, which is going to be steep and shallow. I will hit next. There will be some default settings here. We're just going to hit finish and go ahead and hit OK. What I like to do first is I always like to run my center line. So I'll hit play. See if there's any errors that might show up. And we're going to see that it's going to do my steep and shallow. It's going to calculate quite a bit. And I will speed this up. And then I like to go into my 3D mode and I like to hit play again. Now you can see that it does my roughing. It does the steep and shallow. And now we didn't click very much. And we got to this point already. Now what I want to look at is I'm going to hit eject. And I want to deselect surface milling 2. I'm going to come back to my milling 1. I'm going to go to my properties. I'm going to come up to my roughing on milling. And down here on the Z increments, I'm going to change this to 250 thousandths. Now this causes it to not be as aggressive, but let's see what else it does. I'm going to hit OK. I'm going to go ahead and run this again. And you can see it does look about the same, but let's dig a little deeper and see what else is going on. So I'm going to look at my NC code, and you can see that it is running a very long time. I have an estimated runtime of 2 hours and 20 minutes. That's quite a long time. I don't want to do stuff like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the same result, but I'm going to go at it at a different strategy. So I'm going to hit eject. I'm going to come back to op list. I'm going to go back into my surface milling. I'm going to go back to that rough, and I'm going to select it, and then I'm going to hit unset and apply. That way we're going to put it back to its original settings. Now what I want to do is I want to go back up to Z level. I want to click on remachining. On step cutting, yours might be defaulted to 0, but I'm going to set mine to 250 thousandths, just like it was. I'm going to hit OK. I'm going to click apply, and then I'm going to simply run it again. Now, as you can see, I got the same result, but if I look at my NC code, you can see it reduced my runtime by an entire hour almost. That's pretty silly that the software can do that, but making sure that we know how our software works is going to make us more money in the end. So we're going to leave this right here, and we're going to come down and hit eject. Now I want to see if everything is in tolerance. I want to make sure my program is making my part toolpath in tolerance with the model. So I'm going to select my surface mill 2. I'm going to come down here to my part view. This is my whole ladder for everything that's going on. I'm going to come down to my solid. I'm going to right click my solid, and I'm going to click use solid as part target compare. Now I can also do this up here on one of the drop downs, but for this tutorial I'm going to show you it as here as well. I left click it. I'm going to hit play. We're going to run the whole part again. Now that this is done, I'm going to come up here to show, and I'm going to click on part compare. Now if you'll notice, if it's in green, everything's in tolerance, but you see there's a little bit of light blue going on right here, which means that is leaving material. Now in other softwares it might be dark blue, but whatever you want it to be, you can change those in your machine settings or configuration. But I got to figure out how to get this in tolerance. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit eject. My entire model is still selected, but remember, if you accidentally click off of it, you can simply make another box. Now we're going to come in here and create an additional surface milling on this part. We're going to choose a single operation. We're going to go to specialized strategies, and we're going to go to corner remachining. I have options up here. I'm going to click multi-pencil, and then I'm going to come down here to remachining because I don't want it to pencil the whole thing, and I want the previous tool to be the 1/2 inch diameter that it just ran, and it was a ball nose. So that way it will run this corner machining operation after this tool runs. So I'm going to hit OK. I'm going to hit finish. I'm going to hit OK again, and I'm simply going to hit play one more time. Now this time you'll watch it run. There's the 1/2 inch ball nose, but after the 1/2 inch ball nose runs, it comes back behind it and it does some remachining in the corners. So I'm going to come back up here to show. I'm going to hit part compare, and you can see that everything is now green. So that worked out really well. So at this point in time, I have good toolpath for the part that I am making. So now we're going to simply come up here and save our project. So I'm going to come up here to File, Save As, and I'm going to name this Intermediate 3D Milling. And I'm just simply going to go into Save. And again, knowing where this stuff is being saved is also very important. So I'm going to hit OK. And at that point in time, we have successfully made our part. It all looks really good. Again, my name is Aaron Runk. Thank you for watching. If you want to see my last tutorial, be sure to look down here. That way you can get going with 3D surface milling at the next level.